Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. It's the other host, Jack, and the holidays are just around the corner. So like last year where we did an entire Thanksgiving dinner for $25 and under, we are also doing something this year as well. I don't know if it's the whole $25 and under thing, but we're still doing something. Oz has been making some Thanksgiving videos, and I have one coming today, and I'm going to show you how to make the Big Bird. We are going to smoke a 12-pound turkey. Bit smaller than I normally do, but for video purposes it'll work out fine. Okay, so yeah, here's our Big Bird. It's only 12 pounds. Normally I like to get the 15 to 17 pound range. Those are a bit different to cook. If it's over 15 pounds, you have to spatchcock it when you smoke it. But for a smaller turkey like this, it's perfectly fine to leave it as is. Now we're gonna go ahead and pat it dry. Well, that didn't. Oh God, these things always rip on it. We're gonna go ahead and pat it dry, because we want to put a dry rub on it. This one already came pre-brined, so unfortunately we didn't get to use a homemade brine on it. I have a really good apple brine I like to use, but not this time unfortunately. If you can find unbrined turkeys, I recommend picking those up instead. They're generally cheaper because they weigh less. They like to use the brine to add on to the weight. So yeah, just go ahead and pat it dry. If you don't want to put a dry rub on, you can completely skip this step. But I want to put my own dry rub on since I wasn't able to brine it the way I wanted to. Oh, before we get too far ahead, there's a turkey neck. Usually inside of a turkey, they have giblets and a turkey neck. This one only had a turkey neck. There was no giblets in here. I don't know what that's about, but it is what it is. Okay, one more thing I forgot to mention. The turkey neck and giblets that are usually inside, you can actually use that to make a turkey gravy. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not a big fan of turkey gravy, so I'm going to skip that. Okay, now that our bird is dry, we are going to put on some olive oil. This will help our seasoning stick. It'll make the skin nice and crunchy. Or maybe not necessarily crunchy, but it'll make it have a nice color in the smoker. So yeah, let's go ahead and baste it on there. You don't have to do it perfectly. Alright, now that we have our olive oil coating, go ahead and sprinkle on or rub in your seasoning. I'm more averse to actually touching it, so I'm just going to sprinkle it on there. But for real penetration, I suggest handling it and rubbing it in really well. The oil coating we just put on will help the seasoning stick. And the sugar in this this stuff will give it a really nice color in the pit once it melts. You can use any seasoning you want, but I highly recommend something with some sort of sugar in it, especially when it comes to these birds. I'm going to add some garlic powder just because I have a problem and love garlic. Oh, this stuff's got moisture in it somehow. There we go. Add on some garlic. And top it off with some coarse black pepper. Yeah, go ahead and give it a nice rub in if you're not me. And the next step is getting the pit ready, but that's going to take a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fridge. Let it stay cool. Don't leave it out while you're getting the barbecue pit going. Okay, I'm really getting ahead of myself today. I woke up too early. So yeah, you notice there's this huge cavity here? You can actually stuff it with things. I recommend stuffing it with citrus fruits or apples. I personally love apples. I'm a big apple person when it comes to food like this. So yeah, let's go ahead and shove it in there. I don't recommend putting I don't recommend putting stuffing in there, because one of the stuffing or the bird will finish first long before the other does, and you don't want that. That's not good. Okay, so now that our turkey is stuffed with apples, we can put it in the fridge, let it chill while we get the barbecue pit ready. Also, one more thing, don't completely stuff it. You need to leave some space in there so air can circulate. Okay, so before we get started, there's still one more thing we have to do. We have to put a drip pan in, and we need to fill it with something that will provide moisture to the pit. Normally that would be water, but today I'm using apple juice. Some people use beer, other people, you can use whatever you want. It's just to provide moisture. Some people say it alters the flavor. Some people say it doesn't. I mean, there's a cat rubbing up on the thing. Say hi, Izzy. But yeah, some people say it alters the flavor. Some people says it doesn't. To me, I don't. It doesn't really, I don't know. It's just whatever. So I just go ahead and use it anyway because I love apple juice. So we're gonna use apple juice instead of water. Alright, so I placed my drip pan in. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it with whatever's gonna provide moisture, which as I mentioned earlier will be apple juice this time around. Just gonna go ahead and put the whole liter in. Now, I mentioned earlier turkey gravy. Some people actually use the drip pan to make their turkey gravy. Cat, stop shaking the thing. I'm not gonna do that, so this is just for moisture only. Right. So now we can get started on our fire. Izzy, get out of the firebox. Come on. We're not making cat. Alright, so specifically with turkeys, I recommend using some sort of fruit tree wood, like apple or cherry. I can't get that where I am. Well, I can, but it's super expensive. This is all about being affordable. So we're going with hickory. Hickory is really good. It's nice and sweet. It's really good stuff. I recommend it. Yeah, there we go. Now, ignore that as well. Now, when it comes to smoking your meat, you don't need a lot of wood. You just need a little bit at a time, especially if you're cooking at 225, 250, which is the range we're wanting today. So let's go ahead and let this warm up and we'll come back to it. Okay, so our temperature is right where we want it, the 250 to 225 range. At 225, you want to cook it for 30 minutes per pound. At 250, you want to cook it at 25. I'm aiming for about 225, so yeah, this 12-pound turkey at 225 will take 6 hours to cook. That's fine. If it's over 15 pounds, you need to spatchcock it because it'll spoil before it's finished. So let's go ahead and put it on. Alright, put it in there. And in about an hour, we'll come check on it, see if the skin's darkened, and if it has, we'll wrap it up in foil. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours. I went ahead and waited a little bit. Temperature is about where I want it. We're gonna see if it's darkened any. Okay, yeah, the skin's darkened quite a bit. So our next step is to wrap it up in foil. Have it over there. I'm gonna go ahead and do it off camera. We're gonna make a kind of like a bowl shape, and we're gonna pour some apple juice in it. We're gonna put the turkey in the aluminum foil bowl, wrap it up and cover it, and put it back in for 4 more hours. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Made a little kind of aluminum foil bowl. I put about a cup or 2 of apple juice in there. We're gonna close it up and then get another sheet of foil and cover it completely. Alternatively, you can just use one really big sheet and crumple it up and fill it, but I didn't do that this time. And so yeah, there you go. Smoked turkey. It took an hour and a half longer, so about 7.5 hours total. I guess my temperatures fluctuated a bit too much. Either way, the temperature was over 140 degrees before a 4-hour mark. It's just the last 15 degrees took ages to get. Alright, so yeah, there you have it. How to smoke a turkey. Hopefully it was not too difficult to follow along. I don't normally do smoking videos or whatnot. We usually do all our stuff in the kitchen. Out there, it's like a whole new stage of planning and prep that you have to deal with. And filming it is a work in progress as to how to actually get along to that. So yeah, smoked turkey. It came out pretty damn good, nice and moist. Hints of apple. I highly recommend trying that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. This week, you could probably catch us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as we're uploading 3 times this week. Maybe 4. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good Thanksgiving.